Well, here's a familiar sight for us. Jackson Smiley and Josh Sokol on stream. Jackson and Josh, first and second place in this tournament, now both at 15-4 after a Josh victory and a Jackson loss. Lots of stakes on this game. Obviously, first place of the tournament will go to the winner of this game. And Josh would love to win as their head-to-head series now across 87 games. Jackson has a 1-game lead. We saw him win that game earlier on in the tournament. So looking forward to another great game. Will Jackson pull 2 ahead in the head-to-head lifetime series and 1 ahead in the tournament? Or can Josh shake things up? Nigel, the best Scrabble player of all time, Nigel Richards, big, bushy, grayish beard, hails from Malaysia and or New Zealand, and just a phenomenal Scrabble player. Undisputably the greatest of all time in this game. Josh opening with pub and opening vertically to the ire of a few of our viewers and to the I don't care of many more of our viewers. And now Jackson with 2 Y's on his rack, AEILOYY.
It depends on who plays it. But I may or may not challenge. Little do I know double Y sevens. But as Yo comes down with the buy hook, pretty obvious. Unfortunately, a lot of compensation comes Josh's way with that play.
Unfortunately
Not
for
able
Jackson.
to double, right? So he doesn't have any sevens.
Won't double, but he's going to be able to play this in 2 different spots for 85. He can either play
That's
with
not
an
bad.
extension to YO, or as he's going to do here, this is
just
his
the hook.
other highest scoring bingo and rather defensive. Winer's a very straightforward move. Going to come down for 85 for Josh.
And now with Jackson, no sevens, but a good amount of 8s that don't play. Josh having played off 7 tiles, and Rowley is going to come down, just as I say. I, of course, does set up a nice little couple of nice spots, but the forkage, not a word, don't play that, is good enough to shoulder that risk.
From California, the Bay Area, but Jackson and Adam back and forwards trying to win Division 2.
As Jal is missed. Oh, okay. I was going to say he plays Jail. Interesting.
Yeah, I think he's setting up his O. Again, yeah, Josh trying to maximize, but I just don't like that lead.
Jal at first. Oh boy, man.
I thought you thought he misspelled it. Yeah, no.
I thought it was good. Yeah, no. Jackson without the O, but doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, this play was probably a mistake. I really didn't like playing Jiao in this position, giving Jackson access to this M column. I really thought he was about to bingo or do something really good. I just figured he had a really good rack. I mean, we played each other a lot. Sometimes we sort of get what the other person is ready to do, just intuitively, just based on body language, kind of. But yeah, I got a bit too focused on that. I decided to play Jail. It wasn't really to set up my O. It was just not to open anything new and hopefully block whatever he had. But honestly, I should probably not do that. I should probably play Soya. I did not see Soya. Soya is sort of like a similar version to what I was trying to do. It doesn't open any lanes. It actually, I mean, it does create an S hook, I guess, on it. And Jackson would have come back with Kazarin, but that might have been fine. What it does is it does actually block some things, ending in S, and some things through the I and the L of Rowdily, and it just keeps better. AELN is going to be able to respond much better to basically anything he does, and I'll bingo a lot more on average. But Jail, it's not terrible. Yeah, I mean, the O setup doesn't really do anything, and the vowels kind of suck, but it does block more. And if Jackson only had something using the I or the L, it might have worked out better for me, but I can't really make that call in the game. So yeah, this definitely seems like slight inaccuracy.
Yeah, Jackson to play Recanes, I think, on top of Rowdily. That's going to be 75 points, highest scoring bingo.
Yeah,
he'll waste no time doing it. Wow. So Josh, setting up his
Josh
O, he'll
with
be
the
able to
blank.
cash it in. And he picks up the blank. So points this turn and likely big points next turn. I think a play of
Yeah,
oil.
there has to
OIL,
be an 8
straightforward.
there somewhere.
Nope, no eights.
Oh no, there's no 8s. Wow.
No bingos. And so I think
Hmm.
OIL down to the L will be a play for him. If he wants
Yeah,
to
pretty
play
easily.
Jiao again this turn, JIAO.
The other blank gets drawn by Jackson.
Wow. So we'll likely see oil, bingo, bingo next turn.
Yeah. No, but Josh, likely just making sure there are no 8s that he's missing here before playing OI. But yeah, gonna do some rack shuffling. He looks at his camera.
If it were Jackson's turn right now, I will give one internet brownie point to the person who, without using an anagrammer, can find Jackson's highest scoring bingo. It scores one more than the other options available to him, as Josh does come down with oil. Not missing any bingos there.
Yeah, he just knows all the words, of course, like everybody does. Like you and I, of course. Oh, does he see it? Wait.
No,
No,
Dalapan's coming
no.
down.
But uh still pretty good. Only 1 point less, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 1 point less.
Devastating amount of point loss from Jackson
A
there. Will
horrific
likely
mistake by
lose him the
Jackson,
game.
the worst
Terrible,
Scrabble player
terrible.
I've ever seen on the stream,
Awful.
and
No, of
unbelievable,
course, we're
awful.
kidding.
Get him off. Just kidding. Okay, so Josh to respond
Yeah.
now. AENOTV blank. As I mentioned, Renovate was blocked, but its anagram over neat still playing through the R in Recanes. That's going to create some fireworks on the board, open a triple, but definitely his highest scoring bingo. Only 2 other available bingos over neat through the E for 61, if you want to be paranoid. Pun not really intended, but good job, me. Or covalent through the blank L for 59. How are you bingoing for 59 with the V on your rack? That's ridiculous. Josh also
As an
has.
X is drawn now
Woo!
by Jackson.
Josh could also consider not bingoing on this turn and playing either Novate or Novena from the E and Winers for 39. And in this case, it's maybe reasonable to forego a bingo here. Ovate as well for 36 down from the O makes some sense. Yeah, I think, and we looked this up earlier today, was about a half a point better, and especially with 5 T's and 2 ins unseen. Okay, so Josh playing over
But
neat.
Josh will opt to play the bingo.
Yeah,
Which
I
will work
played a
out for
bingo
him
here.
because Jackson pretty much has to play Oxide, right? Does he have anything else through the top triple?
This was a tough turn. The Overneat's actually like the best bingo. I was not sure of that whatsoever. Dalapon's just happened to block like pretty much everything. I was really, really happy with my draw, and I was ready to play like Centavos from the C. But yeah, he blocked pretty much everything. I just First of all, I spent a long time just looking for bingos as usual when I have a blank. The other thing was, yeah, I saw Novate, Novena, Ovate, and wondered if those were comparable given that Overneat opens just huge, huge spots. Gives Jackson just really free reign over what he wants to do, where he wants to play, shaping his rack further for all the scoring spots on the board. And yeah, I just wasn't sure here, and I had a feeling that I wanted to block this O. Again, I'm like telling you guys that I'm psychic or something because, I mean, indeed, if I had played Ovate, things would have worked out a lot better for me, at least in the short term. But yeah, I didn't like leaving this huge spot open and creating another huge spot and only going up by like 20 points. So as a result, it's possible that playing for 40 points or 39 points with Novate rather than Novena. Novate because there are tons of T's left, as Matt mentioned in the commentary, is correct. It does sim a couple points or 1 point higher than the bingo when you put it into the engine. But yeah, it's very, very, very close between everything. It's just very very annoying because I knew things were close. I didn't really know how to evaluate things. I just like my gut was telling me to play Ovate, which does actually a little bit worse than the 39 pointer and the bingo. But yeah, tough turn.
Yeah, egg seemed to be the clear and away best play, and somebody decided to play ENG instead, and it broke my brain. As I'm like, why wouldn't you play egg? Why wouldn't you play egg? And now egg has become just a big meme as my brain exploded.
Josh draws the Z, which looks great with a triple letter score above an A. Unfortunately, OLIL not words. ZO only good in Collins. And I don't know. What do you see anything up top, Matt?
There's nothing up top. How wild that O was strung in a triple triple. Jackson leaves it alone, and
And
now
no
Josh more
TZ
than likely is
either.
going to also leave it alone. The straightforward play here is ZT through the T and over neat, 42
Of
points.
course.
Josh definitely going to take his time. Josh loves thinking about things like this. What can I fish
Yeah.
for? Can I hit Azo? Can I hit any other Z bomb on top of Dalapons? That spot is so juicy. Jackson's not going to play there because he's going to play on the top. What can I fish for? How likely am I to draw it? I'd love to bomb this Z instead of just cash it in
Mm-hmm.
for 42 right now. But Jackson
But
really
yeah,
has
no,
to be playing hard
I
about it.
nib and job. Yeah, no, I see the potential of it now, obviously,
You
but
can pull into Azo on top of Dalapon. You can pull into Ditz or Ritz through the T. You can pull it. You've already holding.
even on the O, there's spots, there's
Yeah,
stuff you
there's
can draw
ozones or
into.
something. There's lots of
Yeah,
stuff you can pull.
and he does play bin, or is he thinking about holding the N? There'd be no argument for that, right?
I don't know. Nib is a really
Holding
cool play.
N.
I'd be surprised
Yeah,
if
why
Josh
is he
did.
not playing off the? I'm confused why he's not. Oh, is he maybe setting up an IZE possibly with this? That's something to consider.
By zones, he can pull if he holds on to the N. By zones from the
But no,
BI
he
would be
plays the
over 50
N.
points if he draws an E. But he's going to
I
play
think
BIN.
that
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he was thinking of just playing BI to set up a possible IZE8 with Biz, which would be legendary, but he decides against it to get the extra tile, which is probably the right choice. As he draws,
Zoisite. He draws
not
into Zoisite.
Another super interesting position here is, again, tons of plays are possible here. There's a lot of plays that have different values and different drawbacks. And the play I made, I was not happy with. I'll say that at the very beginning. My point was I was trying to draw into Azo if I drew an A, Ritz if I drew an R, Ditz if I drew a D, and maybe something through the O as well. I just thought the Z had tons of potential to score massively next turn, which is true. But scoring 20 immediately does not look very good. The benefit of bin is it hinders Jackson a lot more than it hinders me, blocking the I, the D, and the E of Oxide, preventing plays like QI, or like bingos or high scoring plays using the D, the E, and the I. So I knew that it had that benefit. I also saw that I could like maybe draw something on the 15 row. I don't know if I was considering playing BI or if I was just considering playing something else and not showing Jackson that I didn't end. But yeah, it would have been really cool if I had spotted Nib, which is just a flat out like I'm gonna score 70 points with the Z next turn, basically sort of play. But I mean, this N becomes the biggest scoring spot on the board after Nib, and if Jackson hits it hard, I actually still might not draw a huge Z play. So it's a really cool play. Scores two more than Bin, but it doesn't really work as often as one would like. But it's a really cool play. The top options, according to simulation, are ZIT first and then ZD. I just did not like these options. Of course, they were the first things that came to mind, but I just hated leaving this B. The B is just not a good tile. However, if I had paid a little bit of attention to the unseen letters, seeing all these E's unseen and all these T's, but especially the E's, I would realize that my chances of going with BINOS after ZIT were pretty high. They're actually almost 50% on this board, which is really, really good for a leave like this, especially considering the B can be used for scoring. Something like BO next turn is okay. But I didn't like the prospect of scoring nothing with my B next turn and just trying to build for bingo with all these huge scoring spots on this board. But I think it works out because yeah, if I draw ET, I have EO Bionts, I have Nio Baits through the A as well, so that's really really nice. And the T's are the E's are the likeliest tiles to draw if I were to draw 1 or 2 tiles. Of course, that's still very unlikely in the grand scheme of things, but more likely than I should have not given credit for. Does that make sense as a sentence? So yeah, I think Zit might have just been fine. Maybe I just stop horsing around here and just score some points immediately.
Oh, he draws it as Zoisite. Yeah, that's a bingo. But does it play?
I don't see
It
it.
doesn't play, but you can play it through the O, of course.
So BI in Josh's play.
so
Maybe we like NIB
not
a
quite
little
the
bit more. Gavage
yeah,
comes
not
down right away
quite
for Jackson. Great way to
yeah, pretty
undouble
clear play there.
GGE. And Josh now with this unplayable Zoisite tries to be clever, tries to set up this Z. Doesn't quite, but draws Ooziest for 78. And if you're not going to bingo, well, scoring 78 sure feels good. But Ooziest has a
Booziest,
friend.
is that good?
Ooziest is good, yeah.
Wow. And there's
It's a W
but no,
out.
these are gone. Oh, wooziest. Oh, I was saying booziest.
So that's a content play for sure. It is far and away his highest scoring
Boozy
option
good,
and his
not
best option. No B's for Booziest.
oh no, booziest is good,
Booziest is
but
good, but no
no
B's out, no blanks out,
B's.
just one W out. So Ooziest. Oh no, Josh, play Ooziest. Give us the fun. No, no. Okay.
Maybe
Ooh.
I've knowing Josh, I
I
would
think he
say
missed
I
it.
would think he'd play it. I think he missed it,
I think
possibly.
he
Yeah.
missed it.
Yep, I missed Ooziest. It's 100% the best play, even though there's a W unseen. It's so much better than anything else. This is a humongous mistake on my part. And yeah, should have definitely cost me the game. It's really, really dumb of me to just like make a play trying to score really well with the Z and then just failing to do that when I have the opportunity. I mean, yeah, it's a hard find, but I need to find that. It's really, really bad to have missed it. And yeah, uh, really bad. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry to those that wanted me to play it. It's not even close between the play I made in Ooziest and yeah, rough one.
I think he might have missed it as well. Now Jackson with nowhere to play the Q up top. He's dabbled.
All right. So
And
Quash
he goes for
is going to be
squash.
what
Or Quash,
Jackson
sorry.
plays for.
Jackson. Yeah.
Josh definitely going to look down at his
Josh will
tracking
play
as he keeps the
squash.
score. Yeah, he's going to look down at his tracking, realize, ooh, I've got this last S. This is good for me. I think he needs to
Very,
cash it
very
in
good.
now, as so many opportunities to play down to the ER exist. And yet at the same time, he's got other great options that don't hit the spot.
Took is gonna go down right away, and I think that's the right idea because he can't because squash can't be blocked reasonably.
Play down to ER
unless
and you can.
unless it plays down to ER, but he's willing to shoulder that risk for the points without the S and took, which honestly I like a lot. But we'll see if Jackson. Oh, and now Josh draws into a
Solarette.
very high prob rack. Yeah, unfortunately, objectively, we from Jackson's perspective, I'd probably play unfed too. But Solar Ray is gonna come down quicker than I don't know. Very, very quick. Very, very quick. As
Yeah,
not even
92 points.
hesitation. The very obvious best play. And devastating blow as Jackson is gonna need quite the miracle to get back into this game now.
Try to figure out what he can do. Do I need to play Gutty or Cuddy? He is going to play Gutty
Yeah, he
here.
goes
And
for
we'll see where this
Gutty, the higher variance play.
Yeah,
Which
A
is
A E E F
advisable.
M R for Josh. So he'll be able to score quite well this turn and likely enough to close out this game, barring a really nice pull from Jackson that gives him, maybe a 9-letter bingo at the bottom of this board. I've got to block that stuff. So Josh, with enough scores, a play like fair should score enough, knock out that Z, and he's only left to bingo through only left probably losing to crazy draws from Jackson or crazy finds. Although if Josh doesn't empty the bag here, Jackson could fish for one. Yes,
Yeah, and OI and
cool.
QI would probably be the one, as I don't think you could set up any bingo lanes fishing off one tile, can you? Yeah, maybe or an oral, but
In A or
that's
something.
pretty easily blocked.
Yeah. If you're Jackson, you're going to take all your time, look for anything you might have. He sees biotical, maybe abiotical would be something he's fishing for, which looks like a word, but is not actually valid.
He plays REI.
Oh, and he's even
you were
setting
right.
up abiotical. So that's what he's doing, fishing for ABIOTICAL. It's not
Fishing
good,
for
but
the
it looks
phony
like it
9, of
should be
course.
good. And he's
And
even
that's
setting it up to
curtains.
4 more points with that RAI. Really good idea by Jackson. He does pick up the O that he needs, but also gets the W. All right. Well, Josh has
Very
to make a
unfortunate.
play. He's certainly looking
Oh,
like
he's playing off
Jackson should be
EE.
doing. Is there anything I need to block?
Yeah.
And he's actually going to play this
CEE.
in-game optimally. CEE is the best in-game sequence for him. Jackson's best play then becoming biotical, holding the
Oh,
W.
wait. Nope.
No?
He's gonna take it back, go with ME. Because
Okay.
yeah, Gem was blocked. Gem would have been played instead of ME. Had Jackson gone with something else. But he's deciding between the two. If he's tracking correctly and knows for sure that Jackson doesn't have a 9, CE is the best play. But no, he plays ME. Keeping not the best leave, but guarantees him a win. So
Yeah, Jackson is going to drop down biotical. Again, I'm certain he was fishing for a biotical. We'll get that post-game banner as soon as his clock is stopped, but he'll say it and then go back and lament some of these plays, Dalapons, Quash. I'll get my phone ready to text him if he says anything questionable. Josh looking at, oh, okay, that's cute. Very good, Jackson.
Yeah. No, I don't quite know why he chose ME over CEE. Do you know?
Probably to do this.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. And that's going to allow Jackson to go out for 10 points with his W. We're going to end up with a final of 478 for Josh. And yeah, Josh hit his clock. Okay, 478 for Josh, 432 for Jackson. Oh no, he plays in the wrong spot. Only gets 9 instead of 10.
Okay.
And we'll cut to the live mic now and get our post-game banter from the players.
Love to hear that.
You were considering a play here?
Yeah.
It's rough.
Okay.
Which
You want to
direction?
take a this. I was considering Chufa for 21. Quash for 45. 24 points difference. I'm figuring like after Quash, I give you one chance and then I can play something like Facer or something like that. The problem is some of those blocks give a good lane.
Right, but the same thing applies to Chufa, right? Because then you play Queer a lot.
Exactly, right. I'm hoping for Queer.
Yeah.
But the thing is, maybe that's just a better long-term thing. You don't really play the too often. I play Chufa, I play Queer later, and then I keep the ass.
I guess the thing is you can't be scared of playing here after Quash, which I guess you were. Like, because you have to do something about it.
Sorry. Maybe I should have, yeah. The thing is, maybe I should have blocked. So I had, you play, do you have the S with Took?
Yeah.
I kind of thought you might have with Rax. I drew Dung.
I was hiding behind the guise of being on time, hoping that you would get an influence.
Yeah, I wasn't sure yet. So I have this. I guess I could do, like I saw like cuter.
Oh, shit. Okay,
I mean,
never mind.
That's the thing. Under? I mean, like, the thing is, though.
Then you run?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, under. I'm only up 11.
You're fucked.
That's why I'm
fucked up here.
That's why I was like, that's why I started running Quash. At least after Chufa, I just have options. But if I don't draw Queer after Chufa, I'm gonna regret it.
What about Oh, you can't. It's so close.
Yeah, like
You can do just like fug or something and then go and block next turn.
here.
Yeah. No, here.
That's not bad actually.
Yeah. Cuffs sometimes. Yeah, you get stuff.
You know, maybe that's better. This is 27 with CGT is a bit funkier. Maybe that isn't bad.
That looks good to me.
I like that.
Wait, still in the cuffs.
Oh. That was tough. What did Finn have? Why did it take so long?
I have no idea what it's supposed to be there. IOSZ.
Really?
So I can play ZD immediately, I can play Biz and just give you all the G's are out. And then keep INOS and hope to bingo or bust with Biz, basically.
What's wrong with ZD right now?
What's wrong with ZD? I don't know. I like. It ties the game, doesn't it? It's just that, like, scoring spots are going away and the B is bad. Oh, best.
Yeah.
Maybe I got a bit. It was a really tough position. Like, I have no idea.
I mean, I guess you draw Hazo.
I get Azo, I got Ritz and Dits.
Yeah,
Where the hell
that's not bad.
stuff here, like, and
No, this is
blocking a lot of bailout plays for you.
Yeah, Z's a really good tile here for sure. I know what you mean.
But it might just be too weak and too slow. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Yeah, well, my headache hasn't gone away.
Ah, damn. This is kind of cool just to, obviously you want to draw more tiles towards like the R or the A, but I don't know. You do draw like, the E is like a pretty good lane with this rack.
Oh yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah.
But so is the end there. Like, I could get some
Is that by own?
some shit. I was considering. I don't know what to do on jail. Jail's like, hey, Aeon.
A
Looked horrible. Like, I maybe should have just done Gene. Block this and this. You can still have O stuff, but this seemed. Like, was your finger anyway? I don't like it. I don't like anything.
Joey. Jello, maybe?
I saw Jello. I didn't hate Jello. Joey and see.
What, Ahi?
I saw Ahi. I do bingo more of that.
I don't
get
mind.
hit a ton more.
It's not that bad.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think I played well. So in the end, I somehow, get this game. I'm able to win it and surpass Jackson in the standings. So this was my first time at the top of the field, and of course, more importantly, tying me and Jackson's overall tournament head-to-head series, at I think 44 games apiece or something like that. It's probably a bit more than that. Actually, it's in the 90s now, I think. Anyways, decent game. I mean, Uzias was a horrible miss. Everything else was debatable. Probably a slight mistake on Jail and Bin as well. But still, Solaret was just a draw from heaven. The fact that Jackson drew so poorly, wasn't able to play down to the ER as he wanted to after Quash. Super, super lucky. In any case, that brings my overall record after this game to 16-4 plus 779. Yes. And I will show you guys the updated scoreboard here. So before the game, Jackson was, of course, ahead in spread, but not on wins. And let's just see it, maybe slow motion, if you guys want to. Boom. I take the lead, and my next game was on board 1 against Kevin Fraley. I'll bring you guys that game next. I will also show you the final board as well. Here we go, and that's about it. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.